Last week, I caught my girlfriend of 3 years having an affair with her personal trainer, and when I confronted her about it, she told me that her physical transformation was the most important thing in her life right now, and that I should understand why she needed someone who could support her fitness journey. She said this while standing in our living room, wearing workout clothes that cost more than my monthly car payment, after I'd found explicit text messages between her and this guy who she'd been sleeping with for 4 months. I'm still trying to process how someone can justify cheating by saying they needed a fitness partner. I'm 29M, and my now ex-girlfriend Ashley is 26F. We've been together for 3 years and living together for about 18 months. Ashley works as a marketing coordinator, and I'm a software developer. Until about 8 months ago, we had what I thought was a really solid relationship with shared interests, similar life goals, and good communication. Ashley had never been particularly interested in fitness or working out during the time I'd known her. She'd occasionally go for walks or do yoga videos at home, but she wasn't someone who prioritized exercise or talked about fitness goals. She seemed happy with her body and her lifestyle, and I certainly never pressured her to change anything about herself. About 8 months ago, Ashley started talking about wanting to get in better shape. She said she'd been feeling sluggish and wanted to have more energy and confidence. I was completely supportive and told her I'd be happy to work out with her, go on hikes together, or help her research gym memberships if she wanted. Ashley decided she wanted to hire a personal trainer because she said she needed someone with expertise to help her create a proper fitness plan. She found a trainer named Derek through her gym and started meeting with him twice a week for one-on-one sessions. Derek is 32M and has that typical personal trainer look, extremely fit, covered in tattoos, and very confident in that way that some women find attractive. When Ashley first started training with him, she'd come home talking about how knowledgeable he was and how much she was learning about proper form and nutrition. I was happy that Ashley had found something she was excited about. She seemed more energetic and confident, and I could see that the workouts were making her feel good about herself. But after about a month of training with Derek, Ashley's personality started changing in ways that concerned me. She became obsessed with her workouts and her diet to a degree that seemed unhealthy. She'd spend hours researching nutrition plans and fitness routines, and she started criticizing the food choices of everyone around her. Ashley also started making comments about how most people didn't understand the commitment required for real fitness transformation. She talked about how she was finally taking her health seriously and how she wished more people in her life shared her dedication to wellness. These comments felt pointed, like she was criticizing me for not being as committed to fitness as she was. When I asked if she wanted me to join her at the gym or start working out together, Ashley said she preferred to focus on her training with Derek because he understood her goals better. 3 months after Ashley started training with Derek, she increased her sessions to 4 times per week. She was spending more time at the gym than anywhere else, including at home with me. Ashley would leave for the gym right after work and wouldn't come home until 8 or 9 p.m., claiming that Derek had designed extended workout routines for her. Ashley also started spending a lot of money on fitness-related purchases. She bought expensive workout clothes, supplements, a new gym bag, and specialized equipment for home workouts. When I mentioned that her fitness expenses were getting pretty high, Ashley said that investing in her health was more important than saving money. Around this time, Ashley started talking about Derek constantly. Every conversation somehow involved something Derek had said, recommended, or taught her. She'd quote his advice about nutrition, life philosophy, and goal setting as if he was some kind of guru rather than just her personal trainer. Ashley also started dressing differently. She'd wear her expensive workout clothes to run errands, go to dinner, and hang out with friends. When I mentioned that she seemed to live in gym clothes now, Ashley said that athletic wear was more comfortable and practical than regular clothes. For months after Ashley started training with Derek, our physical relationship began to change significantly. Ashley claimed she was always too tired for intimacy because of her intense workout schedule. She said her body needed time to recover and that physical rest was crucial for her fitness progress. Ashley also became critical of my own fitness level and eating habits. She'd make comments about my food choices and suggest that I was holding her back from her goals by not sharing her commitment to health. She started declining dinner dates and social activities because they might interfere with her training schedule or meal plans. When I tried to talk to Ashley about how her fitness obsession was affecting our relationship, she said I was being unsupportive and that I clearly didn't understand how important this transformation was to her. She said that Derek was helping her become the best version of herself and that she needed a partner who could appreciate that journey. 2 months ago, Ashley started staying out even later after her training sessions. She'd come home after 10 p.m. and claim that she and Derek had been discussing her progress and planning future workouts. She said that these conversations were essential for her continued improvement and that Derek was helping her set long-term fitness goals. Ashley also started going to weekend workshops and fitness events that Derek recommended. She'd leave early Saturday morning and not come back until Sunday evening, saying she was learning about advanced training techniques and networking with other serious fitness enthusiasts. During this time, Ashley's attitude toward me became increasingly dismissive. She'd roll her eyes when I talked about my work or my interests, and she'd make comments about how I was content with mediocrity while she was pushing herself to achieve excellence. Ashley also started criticizing our apartment and our lifestyle. She said our place was too small for proper home workouts and that our neighborhood didn't have enough healthy dining options. She began talking about how she needed to surround herself with people who shared her values about health and self-improvement. 6 weeks ago, I noticed that Ashley had become very protective of her phone. She'd take it with her everywhere, including to the bathroom, and she'd quickly close text messages whenever I walked into the room. When I commented on this behavior, Ashley said she was part of several fitness groups that shared personal information and that privacy was important for these communities. Ashley also started receiving phone calls that she'd taken private. She'd leave the room or go outside when certain people called, claiming these were consultations with nutritionists or other fitness professionals that Derek had connected her with. Around this time, Ashley announced that she wanted to compete in a fitness competition next year. She said Derek thought she had the potential to be successful in bikini competitions and that she was going to start training specifically for that goal. This would mean even more intense workouts and stricter diet requirements. When I asked Ashley about the time and financial commitment involved in competition training, she said that achieving her dreams was worth any sacrifice. She also said that Derek had offered to train her for competitions at a discounted rate because he believed in her potential. A month ago, Ashley started talking about potentially moving to a different apartment that would be closer to her gym and Derek's training facility. She said the commute to her current gym was wasting time that could be spent on her fitness goals and that living near other serious athletes would provide better motivation. When I pointed out that moving would significantly increase our rent and that I'd have a longer commute to my job, Ashley said that supporting her goals should be my priority and that I was being selfish by putting my convenience ahead of her dreams. Ashley also started suggesting that I should find my own trainer and get serious about fitness if I wanted to be with her long term. She said that Derek had mentioned how difficult it was for fitness-focused people to maintain relationships with partners who didn't share their commitment to health. 3 weeks ago, Ashley came home from a weekend fitness retreat that Derek had organized for his clients. She seemed different, more distant and distracted than usual. When I asked about the retreat, Ashley gave vague answers and said it was focused on mental aspects of fitness that I probably wouldn't understand. That same week, Ashley started receiving flowers delivered to our apartment. When I asked who was sending them, Ashley said they were from her gym, recognizing her progress and dedication. The flowers came with cards that Ashley quickly threw away without letting me read them. Ashley also started working out at home more frequently, following routines that Derek had supposedly designed for her. She'd spend hours in our living room doing exercises while watching fitness videos that Derek had recommended. 2 weeks ago, I decided to surprise Ashley by showing up at her gym during one of her training sessions. I thought it would be nice to see her workout routine and maybe meet Derek in person since she talked about him constantly. When I arrived at the gym and asked the front desk staff about Ashley's session with Derek, they looked confused. They told me that Derek didn't have any clients scheduled at that time and that he'd actually left about an hour earlier. I found Ashley's car in the gym parking lot, but she wasn't anywhere in the building. I waited for about 30 minutes, thinking maybe she was in a group class or had changed her routine. Finally, I decided to call her. Ashley answered and sounded flustered when I told her I was at the gym looking for her. She said she'd finished her session early and had gone to get a smoothie at a nearby health food store. She told me to go home and that she'd see me later. But I drove around the area and couldn't find Ashley at any of the nearby smoothie places or restaurants. Her car stayed in the gym parking lot for another 2 hours, even though she claimed she was running errands. When Ashley came home that evening, she seemed nervous and kept checking her phone. When I asked about her training session, she gave me a detailed description of exercises she'd supposedly done with Derek, but her story didn't match what the gym staff had told me about Derek's schedule. I started to suspect that something was going on, but I couldn't quite piece together what it might be. Ashley's behavior had been strange for months, but the lie about her training session made me realize that there were probably other things she wasn't being honest about. Last week, Ashley left her phone on the kitchen counter while she was in the shower. I know it was wrong to look, but I couldn't shake the feeling that Ashley was hiding something significant from me. What I found was worse than I'd imagined. Ashley had hundreds of text messages with Derek that had nothing to do with fitness. They were talking like they were in a romantic relationship, sharing intimate details about their feelings for each other, and making plans for secret meetings. The messages went back 4 months and showed that Ashley and Derek had been having an affair for most of the time she'd been training with him. They'd been meeting at his apartment after her supposed training sessions, going on weekend trips together that Ashley had described to me as fitness retreats, and spending hours together planning their relationship rather than her workouts. The most painful messages were the ones where Ashley and Derek talked about me. Derek referred to me as the boyfriend and made jokes about how clueless I was about their relationship. Ashley complained about feeling trapped in our relationship and said she was planning to break up with me once she figured out the right timing. In one particularly horrible exchange, Derek had written, "Does he really think you're just working out this much?" And Ashley had responded, "He's so focused on his computer stuff that he barely pays attention to anything I do." It's actually kind of pathetic. Reading those messages felt like being punched in the stomach. Not only had Ashley been cheating on me for months, but she and Derek had been laughing about how easy it was to deceive me. I took screenshots of the most damaging messages and then put Ashley's phone back where I'd found it. I spent the rest of the evening trying to process what I'd discovered and decide how to confront Ashley about her affair. When Ashley came home from work the next day, I was waiting in our living room with printed copies of the text messages spread out on the coffee table. Ashley saw the papers immediately and her face went white. She stood in the doorway for a long moment, clearly trying to figure out how to handle being caught. I told Ashley that I'd seen her messages with Derek and that I knew about their 4-month affair. I said I was done with our relationship and that I wanted her to move out as soon as possible. Ashley's initial reaction was to try to minimize what I discovered. She said that her relationship with Derek wasn't serious and that it was just physical attraction that had gotten out of hand. She claimed she still loved me and wanted to work things out. But when I showed her specific messages where she talked about planning to leave me and had made fun of me with Derek, Ashley's approach changed completely. Instead of continuing to apologize, Ashley became defensive and started justifying her affair. She said that her relationship with Derek was about more than just physical attraction. It was about finding someone who understood her goals and supported her transformation. Ashley said that Derek had helped her become a better version of herself and that their connection was based on shared values about health, fitness, and personal growth. She claimed that what she had with Derek was deeper and more meaningful than our relationship had ever been. When I pointed out that she'd been lying to me for months and that her meaningful connection was built on deception and betrayal, Ashley said that I wouldn't understand because I'd never been committed to improving myself the way she had. Ashley then said something that I'm still trying to process. She told me that physical fitness was the most important thing in her life right now, and that she needed to be with someone who could support and participate in that journey. She said Derek understood her dedication in a way that I never could, and that their relationship was helping her achieve goals that she'd never thought were possible. Ashley said that while she was sorry I was hurt, she couldn't apologize for finding someone who truly supported her dreams and helped her become the person she was meant to be. She said that Derek had shown her what a real partnership looked like, where both people pushed each other to be their best selves. I asked Ashley if she was seriously trying to justify cheating on me by claiming it was about fitness and personal growth. She said that sometimes life presents opportunities for growth and connection that you can't ignore, and that staying in a relationship that doesn't support your goals is worse than ending it honestly. Ashley also said that she'd been trying to find a way to break up with me for months, but that she'd been worried about hurting my feelings. She claimed that meeting Derek had helped her realize what she really wanted in a partner, and that she'd been planning to have this conversation with me eventually. I told Ashley that if she'd wanted to break up with me, she should have done it honestly instead of carrying on a secret affair and making me feel crazy for noticing her changed behavior. Ashley said that the situation had been complicated and that she'd been trying to figure out the best way to handle everything. She said that her relationship with Derek had developed naturally and that she couldn't help her feelings for him. When I asked Ashley if she had any remorse about lying to me and betraying my trust for 4 months, she said that she regretted the way things had happened, but that she couldn't regret finding someone who truly understood and supported her. Ashley packed her essential belongings that night and moved in with Derek. Before she left, she told me that she hoped I'd eventually understand that sometimes people grow in different directions and that she was just following her heart toward a healthier, more fulfilling life. Update: 2 weeks later, Ashley came back to get the rest of her stuff while I was at work. She left her key and took most of her belongings, including all the expensive workout equipment and clothes she'd bought over the past few months. She also left a note saying that she hoped we could be friends eventually and that she wanted me to know that our relationship had meant a lot to her, even though we weren't compatible long term. I found out from a mutual friend that Ashley has been posting constantly on social media about her new relationship with Derek. She's sharing photos from their workouts together, their healthy meals, and their weekend fitness activities. All her posts include captions about finding your person and living authentically. Several of our mutual friends have reached out to me after seeing Ashley's posts. Most of them are confused about the timeline because Ashley had never mentioned having problems in a relationship or wanting to break up. A few people have told me that Ashley's social media posts seem weird and over the top, like she's trying too hard to prove how happy she is with Derek. I've been focusing on my own recovery and trying to process the end of a 3-year relationship. It's been hard to accept that someone I trusted completely was capable of such calculated deception. Update: 1 month later. I heard through friends that Ashley and Derek's relationship is already having problems. Apparently, Derek has been pressuring Ashley to move in with him permanently and to make their relationship more public, but Ashley has been hesitant. According to my friend who works at Ashley's company, Ashley has been telling coworkers that Derek is very intense and demanding about their shared fitness goals. She's mentioned that he gets upset when she misses workouts or doesn't follow her meal plans exactly. I also found out that Derek has a pattern of getting involved with his female clients. 2 other women at the gym have had similar experiences with him, where he started training them and then pursued romantic relationships that ended badly. One of Derek's former clients reached out to me through social media to tell me that Derek specifically targets women who are new to fitness because they're more dependent on his guidance and validation. She said he creates an environment where clients feel like they need him for both their physical and emotional well-being. This information helped me understand that Ashley wasn't necessarily the villain I'd been making her out to be in my head. It sounds like Derek is skilled at manipulating women who are vulnerable and looking for confidence and direction. But it doesn't excuse Ashley's choice to lie to me for months instead of being honest about her feelings or her desire to end our relationship. Update: 3 months later. Ashley and Derek broke up about 2 weeks ago. I heard from multiple sources that their relationship imploded when Ashley discovered that Derek was also sleeping with at least 2 other clients while they were together. According to friends, Ashley was devastated when she found out that Derek had been cheating on her the same way he'd helped her cheat on me. She apparently confronted him about it, and he told her that he'd never promised to be exclusive and that she was being too clingy and demanding. Ashley has been trying to reach out to some of her mutual friends for support, but most people are keeping their distance because of how she handled our breakup. She burned a lot of bridges when she chose Derek over the relationships she'd built over several years. I heard that Ashley tried to get back into the gym where she met Derek, but she's been avoiding it because Derek still works there and she doesn't want to see him with his new clients. Ashley also apparently quit her fitness competition training and has stopped posting about her workout routines on social media. Friends say she seems embarrassed about how obsessed she became with fitness and how much she changed her personality around Derek's influence. I'm not feeling vindicated or happy about Ashley's situation. I feel sad that she got manipulated by someone who took advantage of her insecurities and desire for change. But I'm also grateful that I discovered the truth when I did rather than wasting more time in a relationship with someone who was capable of such deception. Update: 8 months later. I'm doing much better emotionally and have started dating someone new. My new girlfriend is honest, communicative, and has never made me feel like I need to change fundamental things about myself to earn her love and respect. Ashley reached out to me about a month ago to apologize for how she handled her breakup. She said that her relationship with Derek had been a mistake and that she realized she'd gotten caught up in something that wasn't healthy for her. Ashley admitted that Derek had manipulated her feelings and made her believe that their connection was more special than it actually was. She said she was embarrassed about how she'd treated me and how she'd let Derek influence her to end a good relationship. I appreciated Ashley's apology, but I told her that I'd moved on and wasn't interested in rekindling any kind of relationship with her. She seemed to understand and said she just wanted me to know that she realized she'd made a huge mistake. Through mutual friends, I heard that Ashley has been in therapy to work through her experience with Derek and to understand why she was vulnerable to his manipulation. She's also been trying to rebuild relationships with friends and family members who she pushed away during her fitness obsession phase. Ashley apparently isn't dating anyone right now and has been focusing on her career and her mental health rather than trying to jump into another relationship. I'm glad that Ashley is getting help and working on herself, but I'm also grateful that I'm no longer part of her journey. The experience taught me a lot about trusting my instincts when someone's behavior changes dramatically and about the importance of honest communication in relationships. I'm much happier now with someone who values our relationship enough to be truthful with me, even when conversations are difficult or uncomfortable. The moral of the story: when someone drastically changes their personality and priorities while pulling away from you, trust your gut that something is wrong. Real personal growth doesn't require lying to your partner or making them feel inadequate for not sharing your new interests. Also, be wary of people who try to justify betrayal by claiming it was about self-improvement or finding themselves. Cheating is about character, not about fitness goals or personal development. And finally, If someone makes you feel like you're not good enough for them while they're secretly betraying your trust, the problem isn't with you. It's with their integrity and their ability to be honest about what they want.